everyone, it's Alex from Rep Physio. If you don't know me, I'm the kinesiologist and personal trainer at Rep. So since we're not in the clinic right now, I'm putting together a few exercise videos for you guys. So right now we're gonna do a little bit of back exercise and stretching and some core work. So this is really good if you're having a little bit of lower back pain or really any type of back pain, or if you're just a bit sore from working from home, sitting down a lot, maybe sitting on the couch. So we're gonna work on that today. We're gonna start with one round of all of the exercises, but I would recommend you do them all at least 2 or 3 times. So after the video is done, just replay it if you don't remember, or if you remember all the exercises, just redo them again. So we're gonna start with the first one. We're gonna do a cat-cow. So we're gonna start on our hands and knees. And basically, you've probably done this exercise before in yoga, but basically all it is copying those 2 animals. So we're gonna start with the cat. You're gonna push up to the ceiling like a mad cat. You're just rounding your upper back, tucking in your chin, and imagine that you have a tail like a cat and you're tucking your tail in between your legs. So you're rounding your bum and pushing your back up to the ceiling. Now we're gonna do the cow. You're gonna slowly sink down. So your belly sinks down, your tail now comes up and points up to the ceiling, and your chin is up. So now we have the cow. So we're gonna go back and forth between that 10 times. So just pushing and holding. You can hold for a few seconds here. And then back down. Good, that's 2. We're gonna keep going for 10 here. You could go as fast or as slow as you'd like. 3. Good, keep going. 4. Now, if this is causing any pain on the wrists or the knees, just make sure you adjust it. Wrists, you can stack on your fists if that helps. Knees, you can put a little towel under your knees or even fold up your yoga mat again, doesn't matter. So let's keep going here. We're at number 5. Pushing up to the ceiling, rounding. And back down. Now there's lots of different ways you can do this one. It doesn't have to be on the ground if that's not something accessible for you. So it could even be on a table. It could be putting your hands up a little bit higher, doing even just cat-cow motions on a table or an island counter or the back of a chair. Totally works fine. Maybe even standing on your with your hands on your bed. So let's keep going. We're going to do 3 more. Really pulling your shoulder blades down, bum up, chin up here. Don't go too far into that cow position if it's painful for you. Even if you're just coming back down to neutral, that's totally fine. Okay, so that takes care of the cat-cow. Now we're gonna go right from here into a child's pose. So widen the knees, sit back the bum onto the heels and reach forward, just extending the hands out. Now I'm just gonna go a little bit higher so you can hear me. So what you can do here, there's lots of ways that you can adjust a child's pose. So I'm gonna show you the full version. It's all the way down, head down, and just relaxing there. Now, if this is too much for you, you can come up onto your elbows, or you can flip over. Same thing, just hugging the knees in, crossing or uncrossing the feet, doesn't matter. And you're just pulling the knees into the chest. So here, hold for about 30 seconds. Really, the biggest thing we're looking for is that rounding or a little bit of that stretch in the bottom of the back and the low back. So that looks good, that feels good. Now you can do it either way, works for you. Awesome. Now let's come into a few of our core exercises. So as I said before, evidence proves that core strength is the best thing for lower back pain. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 4 different strengthening exercises, 2 different types of planks, and then a bird dog and a dead bug. We like our animal names here. So I'm gonna show you a plank first. We're gonna do it for 30 seconds. So I'm gonna get my timer out here. Now, If 30 seconds is a bit too long for you, totally fine. You start wherever you need to start, whether it's 5 seconds or 10 seconds, or even just holding that position for 1 or 2 seconds to get that technique. Really good practice, and just keep working on it and you'll get there. So what we're gonna start is with a forward and or a front plank. So you're just gonna walk out onto the elbows. Now I like doing my planks on my elbows, but you could definitely do it up on your hands if that's something you prefer. So I'm gonna show you on the elbows here. Now, most important part, I want the back to be straight, the belly button to be up, but the bum to be down. Good. So looking for almost like that straight line from your knees or your hips to your shoulders. Or you could go, I'm just gonna scooch up a little bit here. You could go up onto your feet as well. Same thing, just lower the bum, but keep that belly button up high. So let's start here. And we're holding for 30 seconds. Now there's lots of variations that you can make to a plank. So if you're finding this too easy, you could try moving, going up and down. You could try moving your feet, kind of tapping out side to side. Or you could try walking forward and back out of a plank. So that's good because it doesn't require you to hold it for as long, but still makes you hold that nice position. Good, 30 seconds done. Still makes you hold that position, but just for a little bit less. So instead of doing it for 30 seconds altogether, you could walk out 10 times holding for 3 seconds. Same thing. Okay, so now that we did our front plank, let's try the sides. So we're also gonna try 30 seconds on the sides too. It's a little bit harder since you only have one hand, but I'm gonna show you all the different variations you can do on the side as well. So another 30 seconds. Okay, now here, again, elbow down. You can, of course, use your hand if that's something you prefer, but I like the elbow. So what we're gonna do, what you can't see here is that I have a little bit of a V shape in my body right now. So my knees are just slightly in front of my hips here. And I have a little bit of clamshell type legs going on right now. So I'm gonna show you on the knees, but you can definitely do on the feet too. You're just gonna raise up. Again, same thing, looking for that straight line from the knee all the way to the shoulder, pushing the shoulder away and just holding. Let's hold for 30 seconds. Now, again, you can of course straighten out and move up onto the feet. Hips and shoulders are facing away from you and you're just holding. So all the variations you could do if you want to make it a little harder is you could dip the hips down, or you could lift the leg up, or you could even do a little twist. So lots of options to make it a little bit harder, 30 seconds for you, or a little bit easier with the knees where we started. Switch sides. Okay, now, other side. So same thing here, starting with the elbow. The hips are a little bit behind the knees, or if you want to start on your feet, that's fine too. So here, hand can go anywhere. All you're gonna do is push from the shoulder. Let's start our time. And push up. Now I have my bum squeezed, so I'm in a nice straight line. There's none of that V shape anymore here. And again, you could do the same thing, make it a little harder by going up here. Oh, let's lower that a bit. Now, ways to make it harder again. Dips, twists, or lifts. Good. We are almost done. Lower that a little bit. Good, 30 seconds. Okay. Awesome job, guys. So if you want, you can pause the video right now and do those all over again if you want to get them done. Or you're going to do 30 seconds next time for the next round too. So, good. Now that we've done all of our planks, we're going to move on to the dead bug and the bird dog. So these two exercises are really similar. They're kind of like the same exercise, they're just flipped upside down. So we're going to start with the dead bug, which is generally the harder exercise, but I find it a little bit easier to learn first. That way you have the technique and then you can do the bird dog after. So Now we get to lay down, yay. All right, so find a comfy position on your mat, and we're gonna be kind of doing a little bit of easier version first, and then if you need to make it a little harder, then you can do that. So, easiest version, arms are gonna be up in the air, legs are gonna be up in the air, okay? So you have a little bit of a space underneath. I want everyone to kind of reach under and see if you can find that space. Now I want you to imagine keeping that space there. So what you're gonna do is you're not gonna push down and squish the space, but you're not gonna lift up anymore and create that tunnel that you see there, okay? So you're just gonna stay exactly how you have it here. I always like to say, pretend like there's a little grape underneath your lower back and you can't squish it and you can't let it roll around, okay? So legs are up, arms are up. Now, I'm squeezing, making sure the grape isn't going anywhere. Now the first step is you're just gonna lower one foot and just tap on the ground. Lower, tap. Good. If that feels good, include the arm. You're gonna do the opposite arm, opposite leg. So I've got my left leg and my right arm. They're gonna go down, tap, back up. Now if you wanna make that a bit harder, you just straighten that leg. I don't know if you can see here. Let me move up a bit. There you go. So not quite touching the ground, I'm just hovering. And again, I'm just keeping that space neutral. So again, let's do a couple more. Straight out. And that arm is going too. So this one again, let's do the opposite. Good, and I'm really feeling it all through the core, even a little bit on the front of the legs there. Awesome. So let's do a few more. I'm just gonna move down so you can see. Let's do 5 more. Good, and we're just squeezing and breathing. Breathing out and in and out and in. Good, we're on 3 and 4 and last one, 5. Awesome, guys. So it's really hard, but you did a good job. So now let's flip over and we're gonna try the same thing, but on your hands and knees. So here's where we get the bird dog. We have half bird, half dog. So here's the dog. Now, picture what we just did in our dead bug, and you're gonna be kind of pretending that you have the floor right along your back here. So, pretend like you have the floor there, really squeeze and brace in the stomach, almost like you're preparing for someone to hit you in the stomach, kind of like that, squeezing. So you're squeezing, and now this time, you're lifting your opposite arm and opposite leg. So I'm lifting my left leg and my right arm, and I'm just coming to a flat surface here, and then back down. Let me show you a bit more. So lift up, but not too high to create that Superman. That's more yoga. We're thinking that neutral spine, that squeezed tummy, and just lift as much as you feel comfortable. So again, careful that you're not coming too high or rotating. You're just keeping those hips down. Good. Keep going. We're at number 3 here. And of course, just like the dead bug, you can hold for as long as you want. The longer you hold, the harder it will be. 6. Good, doing awesome. Keep holding up, 2, down. We're at 7. 8. Keep squeezing. 9, and last one, 10. Awesome. Okay. Now we've taken care of all of the strengthening exercises and a couple stretches. So I want to end with a little bit of a foam roller release. So where did I put my foam roller? So I just have a little half one here, but you can use anything that works for you. You can use like the big 36 centimeter or inch one, which is 3 feet, or these ones, or even the half ones that are only half, doesn't matter. So we're gonna be rolling out a muscle at the back called the QL. So QL stands for quadratus lumborum, which is why we call it QL. It's a little bit like a Harry Potter spell. So we're gonna be rolling that out with a foam roller because I find there are some stretches for it, but I like the foam roller better. So let's try it to end off here. We're gonna be doing about 30 seconds to a minute on each side. So you can do a little bit longer if you'd like, or just do that with me. So, trick for the foam roller. I'm sitting on my side. We're gonna do this side first. So I've got the foam roller in between my hip and my arm. So I'm gonna put my elbow down, and I'm looking for the foam roller to sit somewhere between where the hip bone ends and the ribs start. So right in the middle there. So I'm just gonna kind of breathe over top of it as I go down. Now, I can already start to feel a little bit of pressure underneath the foam roller. It's a little bit uncomfortable, don't worry. It gets a little bit easier as you sink into it. So all you're gonna do is just relax your body weight down into the foam roller, into the floor. You can relax your head, you can prop it up, whatever you need to do. And we're just gonna relax here. And once you can kind of breathe in and get the foam roller up a little bit higher into the abdomen, you're gonna start leaning backwards. So I'm just opening my chest up towards the ceiling, or a little bit, as much as you can do, and then coming back. So here, when you roll away, you should start to feel a little bit uncomfortable, kind of pain right underneath the foam roller. It kind of feels a little bit like a side stitch or a cramp when you're running. So that's that muscle there. You can adjust your feet however you need. And we've got a couple more seconds left. Good. And let's switch sides. Good. Okay. Now you can of course just roll over, but I'm gonna keep making sure you can see me here. So again, I've got the foam roller in between my hand and my hip, looking for that space in between the hip bone and the rib cage, so right in between there. Kind of just breathe over top and relax down. Now I have all my weight going down into the foam roller here, and you're just relaxing, trying to get that foam roller in between that space a little bit more. Good, let's start the timer. And again, just about 30 seconds to a minute here. You can go a longer if you'd like, or just cut it off at 30 seconds if it's terrible. And here we're just kind of, again, finding that sweet spot, rolling back and forth. Now, the other side was way more uncomfortable for me. I feel like I can really sink into this side. I can even really roll. So you might find that one side is better or worse than the other too. Don't worry, just work on that side a little bit more. Good. Almost done. There we go. Free. So awesome job, you guys. Thanks for joining in on my video today. We'll have more on our Facebook and Instagram page later on. And I hope you guys are all doing well, and we'll see you soon. Bye.